Yeah. I'm going to present today my understanding of the Aristotle's definition of man. According to Aristotle, the definition of man, man is the most intelligent being here in the world. It is defined due to its capacity to rationalize. So for him, man is a rational being. So if we put that in context to the other beings here in this world, which is plants and animals, humans or man is the most highest point in that soul.
We don't say most, we then highest.
Ano lang?
Highest.
Highest. So the highest in that degree. So the first one, if we start off in the bottom, we'll have the vegetative soul. Is where the plants reside, where their only function is to grow, to nourish itself and to grow, to reproduce. So that's the lowest part of the being for the soul. That's the nutritive living, and that's the nutritive soul. The next part is the sensitive. Yes, that's the small letter being, this inanimate objects.
But even when these are small letters, the capital letter is the all. So it's abstract. The small letter B is concrete. An apple, thing, human being. But when you say being, capital letter B, it means what is real?
So metaphysics na ito, ma'am.
What is the world? What is life?
Ontology, metaphysics, ayan na, ma'am. Okay. So continuing is next after the nutritive soul is the sensitive soul. That's where the animals reside. They move because of instinct, and it's in their nature to feel. They can feel, but they're different from man, because man is the most once again the highest point of the soul, and that which is the rational soul.
Don't just emphasize that it's the highest. It's because man possesses or is endowed with a function that is peculiar to it and not found. What kaagad yung sabi ng highest kasi ano siya, you have to prove one. Diba? Whereas if you say it has this function which all the others do not have, then you are not doing before you do.
So it gets its term as the highest because it possesses rationality. That's why it's different from the other two mentioned, the nutritive and the sensitive. So let's go. That's the definition of our soul of man.
How do you relate to the concept of the self? Where does the self come from?
The self,
What is the self?
the self for me, the self itself ties to the soul, as it was mentioned in our class. The soul is the principle of life. So it's the core of a person. So it's the core of a man, the self. So it teaches us to rationalize and to think. It enables us to rationalize so that we can do things for the better. So that's the self, man. So and
Given that he has the natural capacity to rationalize, does that mean that for as long as a human being is human and is alive, then it is already rational?
no, ma'am, because you need a higher level of thinking in order to rationalize, ma'am. So that's in the divided line, the noesis, the highest point in the divided line. It's where the rational thinking is present and where intangible things are seen. Oh, an example of this, ma'am. I understood.
Because there are things that cannot be seen.
But can be understood. So a concrete example of this is feeling angry. It's feeling angry is a body, is a feeling, is an emotion. But what you react to that certain emotion is when you rationalize. So if I choose to stay calm, that is already a higher part of rationalizing, staying calm, instead of letting the emotion or the feeling of getting angry consume me, ma'am. That's application. Next is takeaways, ma'am, sa course, di ba, ma'am? Takeaways. So for me, ma'am, philosophy, during my class, in both classes, 111 and 110, for me, ma'am, philosophy is Chan, ma'am, was ancient, right? Introduction to philosophy.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
you have it now,
Yes.
but I thought it's research.
No.
His
There's
requirement
research in our
B1 and B0.
my takeaway is that philosophy is not as much loved as it was before. Today, philosophy is somewhat labeled as impractical because here in the times today, they rather focus on things that can be turned into jobs, can make a living, like like accountancy, those type of courses, which in philosophy, compared to philosophy, it's labeled as impractical because it's just a course where you rationalize.
Where did you get that idea that it's very impractical?
That's what other people say. What also my experience
What
from
do you mean by other people?
when you
Actual experience? I thought you found it in the reading or article.
Pero if you search it in more articles, you can find it. It's also labeled as impractical. But for me, ma'am, philosophy is a way of living. But it is seen even if it's not practiced. So it influences us indirectly. So for me, we know that philosophy is about rationalizing about things. So for me, ignoring philosophy is like ignoring being what it means to be human. What is labeled to be human is to rationalize. So that's why philosophy for me is a way of living. And additionally, although philosophy doesn't bring some financial capacity compared to other courses, but morally, spiritually, philosophy can be abundant in itself. Thank you, ma'am. Basic lang. Kasi